You're such a
This is
crazy.
so 60. I know. Good evening, everybody. Good
Hello,
evening.
guys.
And good morning, Australia. This is Rafa.
And this is Dominic.
How
are you,
doing,
Rafa? Are you
everybody?
okay?
So,
Are you okay, Rafa?
I'm just great. I'm just great. Honestly, I couldn't be happier because tonight we have a very special episode of one of the countries I love the most, which used to be my second house, my second home, whatever. I just love it. The episode is called Lusitana História, right?
Ooh la la.
And that should tell you something. Oh, we have Ashley already following us. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, Ashley.
Following. So tonight
Anyway.
we're not going to be alone. We're not going to be alone tonight. It's going to be something very special at Titina style. So as always, please use the hashtags Titina21 and ESC2021. I think you can see them just under us now. And on the banner here. And as I was saying, we're not going to be alone because we're going to talk about Portugal. But to do that, we're going to have a special guest. And now, before we introduce the special guest, I'd like to ask our viewers, what or which are the entries from Portugal that you loved the most in the past? Dominique, I think
that's a hard choice. That's a hard choice, Rafa.
I know. I've got a list. I have a list, really. I've got a long list. But I would say, why don't we introduce our special guest?
Okay, so when we decided to create this event, we wanted to discover a bit better the countries in Eurovision. And one of the countries that we most love, because you lived in there, I am, let's say, linked by my heart, and then we will speak about it later. Anyway, it's Portugal, the most Western country in Europe. And we've been recently in Portugal, thanks to Eurovision in 2018. But we wanted to discuss about the countries, about the past entries, about this year entry. And we needed an expert, no, Rafa?
We did, indeed. We did. And who is this expert?
That's why we decided to invite Jorge or George.
Hi guys.
Olá, Jorge, bem-vindo.
Bem-vindo.
Thank you. Obrigado.
So George is. Oh yes, how are you, George? Oh my God, so rude.
I'm doing really fine, thank you. How are you guys?
You see, you grow up, you just rise these ladies, and they just forget about good manners. Oh my gosh! How can we do that? Oh, God.
So George is a real expert about Eurovision and about Portugal in Eurovision, because George is one of the moderator of the famous Facebook page and group Tugavision. Do you know this Tugavision, Rafa? Have you ever heard of Tugavision?
Of course, darling. When you live in Portugal for a long time, how can you not know Tugavision? Tuga is the shorter version of Portuguese. So everyone, like when you say, ele é Tuga, ou ela é Tuga, she is Portuguese, he is Portuguese, and I just love this. It's a great language and a great history in Eurovision, I shall say.
That's
well,
right.
yeah.
So we decided to call this special event Lusitana História, even to have a sort of homage to Lusitana Paixão from Dulce Pontes, which participated to Eurovision. I mean, I'm a father lover, darling, so we could say here. I had one of
Rafa,
the best.
Stop showing off your Portuguese skills, Rafa. Stop showing off.
I'm not really, but basically, I had one of my best moments when Marisa and Namura had their entrance at the final of Eurovision 2018 in Lisbon. That was one of the best moments, really. George, Now, we know that Portugal had a very long story, as we said, in Eurovision, a quite difficult one. But I think that our little devil here, little lovely sweet devil, Dominique, is going to ask you a
Oh,
few
come
things
on.
about that later. But now, to start, I'd like to actually show you one thing. Let's just get in the, like, in at the very, just let's start in full, but I think I've got a problem here, a little issue. Let me see if I can do something now, because I had something prepared on my desktop, but it's not opening up, so I have to do it differently. So just give me a second. I don't know, you can talk about your experience in life.
First of all,
whatever.
I would like to ask George how this idea of Tugavision was born and when was born, because I discovered Tugavision just a few years ago.
Yeah. So, well, the group was found. Well, it was not founded by myself. It was founded by a girl. Yes. So she's called Patricia, and she founded it in 2012. So it's been almost 10 years. And yeah, she founded and seeking for a way to join Eurofans in Portugal. But it happens now that we have also people from all around the world, basically. London, yes. Yes. Yeah, the majority is still Portuguese. So I would say like 95% probably they are Portuguese. And yeah, it's just a group of fans. We love to share our passion, our common passion for Eurovision and Festival da Canção, our national selection. And yeah, that's it.
We do have a question for you just to start, because that's the same question we asked our followers, our viewers. What is, or actually, which are the Portuguese entries you loved the most in the past? Give us at least two.
Wow, that's so difficult. Well, I must say the 2008 entry, Vânia Fernandes, Senhora do Mar. Do you know that one?
Oh yeah, I love that. She got second there, right?
Yeah, and then she finished in a final on 13th. So yeah, but on the semifinal, yeah, she did it a second. Yeah, and I mentioned her because that was when I started paying attention to Eurovision. I mean, I have I have some few memories before her, but that when I really started following the contest closely, when I saw her on stage in Belgrade. Apart from her, well, I love Dulce Pontes, Lusitânia e Paixão. I love, more recently, I love Conan Osiris. Yeah.
Okay,
Susie.
right. Another one who was robbed. And let's talk now. You said Susie. You said Susie. You said someone who actually was completely robbed. Let me tell you this. She was robbed. Really, she was completely robbed. Susie, she participated to Eurovision 2014, and she failed to qualify, unfortunately.
And we don't know why.
We
still don't know why.
I mean, there's an hashtag.
Yeah, me neither.
Susie was robbed. Honestly, she
was.
Well, by the jury, at least.
Yeah, she was basically everyone's favorite, I think. I mean, she was my favorite since the very first moment I saw the video.
Yeah.
Eu quero ser tua. Oh. I said, oh my God, yes, that's the song I want to listen for the rest of my life. Hello, Jessica. Thanks for being here with us. Tell us, please,
Hello, Jessica.
Your favorite Portuguese entries. We're very curious to know. Now, George, one of the questions I'd like to ask you about these entry is, do you think that she really represented Portugal that year for you?
Yes, well, definitely. Just look at a stage. Like we have all the colors of our flag there, so we can start from there. It's really a very Portuguese song, and it represents a specific genre of music in Portugal that is not so appreciated by the Portuguese, which is unfair, because I think she did it really great. And the genre is called Pimba. I don't know if you were aware of that. Even though it's not totally Pimba, I think it's a pop, with Latin influence, and that's why it represents a lot of Portugal and a lot of Brazil, a lot of our former colonies that we had in Africa as well and Brazil.
Exactly, that was a very good mix of musics and styles. I mean, coming from Brazil,
yeah, certainly.
From Angola, Mozambique, also that it also had something from the colors and the spices of far away east, like I don't know, Macau in this case. So
certainly, yes.
It was just great, and we don't know how it got there, why she did not qualify. Now, according to you, I'd like to know from 1 to 10, what is the grade you would give to the staging of that song?
Okay, to the staging only, right?
Yeah, to the staging.
Now.
Okay, I would give 7.5/8.
Why so low?
Do you think that? Well, I'm very
I do.
I'm very rigorous, if I can tell you. So I only give 10 to very good performances. So they have really to exceed all my expectations. And that performance, that staging was somewhat close to what I expected to be from seeing from our national final in Portugal. So but I loved it. Well, she brought to the stage those big drums. The choreography was as I said, similar to what we have seen. But I think she couldn't change a lot, to be honest. And I think what she did there is just enough, and it was great.
So, in all honesty, in this case, as you say, it was great. It was you liked it, and I mean, the three of us, we all loved her. Honestly, Susie, if you're listening to us, please be our guest next time, because we want to tell you
love
how
Susie.
much we really loved you and we loved your performance. Now, why do you think you don't qualify then?
Yeah, well, as I said, Susie was not so supported by the jury as it was by the televoting, and I think that has to do with. I mean, she's a good singer, but she doesn't have the best vocals in that year, and if we think in general, even though her vocals are just enough good. So I think that maybe weighted on the decision to either vote for her or not. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't know. I think she did her best on the stage, and I think she did everything she could. She had a very good staging. If you think about other Portuguese stagings in recently in Eurovision, I mean, we have seen more sort of ballads, to be honest, not so upbeat and dance songs as it was back then in 2014. Actually, Susie was the last sort of banger that we sent to Eurovision. So, except for Conan Osiris.
Yeah. Oh well, no, Conan Osiris. He was another one who was completely robbed on the stage. He was one of my favorite. I had the pleasure of interviewing him in Tel Aviv, and spend time with him around. He was just.
He has really great personality. Yeah.
He has, really, he has. And I'm a good fan. I keep on listening to his songs on YouTube and on Spotify. And I have to say that he's got a real talent. His music is absolutely great, and he does represent the modernity of Portugal. So well done, Portuguese people, sending Conan Osiris there. I'm just so sorry that it was not fully understood, right?
Yeah.
I think the main problem. I think the main problem about Conan, it was that he comes from the future or something like that. He brought something too new, too advanced for our time. Even though we live in an era where we like to experiment, we like to bring new styles on stage, but I think Conan brought something too new. And this is not the first time that Portugal brings something too innovative for Eurovision. I was watching today, as you can see, there is a video going on the screen. I was making it today. Unfortunately, we can't send the sound,
the music,
because
but
there was some entries from the 80s and 90s. I was listening to it, and I was like, wow, was this Portugal in the 80s and 90s? I think the problem of Conan was that he brought something too new and too ahead for the times we live in. No.
Yeah, I agree. I think Conan had the problem of being too divisive. So there were a lot of people that loved him and a lot of people
look
that
at
didn't
these
understand
girls
him.
now. Sorry, but look at these girls. They were too much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they
They
are
were telling the
so
story of
great.
a girl who had fun during the night, and was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
come on! This is the emancipation of a woman, especially in Portugal." I mean, we're talking about very.
And by the way, do you know that those girls they have a movie. Well, it's not been released yet because of the pandemic, but there is a movie dedicated to those girls. Those. Unfortunately, we haven't seen the movie yet. They were supposed to release it last year, but then pandemic happened, cinemas closed down, so we're still waiting to see that movie.
Right, great. I can't wait then.
Yeah. It will be a movie about their experience in Eurovision.
I guess so, but also about their lifestyle and their career in general, I guess. The Korean music.
Which is
that's
great.
Interesting.
Really.
Yes.
George,
so Jose,
now, as I told you,
I call him.
There's
Jose
Dominique, who's actually our little devil, and he's got a little question for you.
Go.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
a little devil. Okay, I'm just trying to make this interview a bit more interesting.
Please. Go forward.
No. Even because I have to be very careful with what I say about Portugal, because as you know, I live and I sleep with a Portuguese, so I really have to be careful. I remember when in 2017 you won, despite the whole world was thinking that we were going to win Italy. You won, and I had to be really, really careful with the words I was using in my house for at least a month. But anyway, turn the page. Let's turn the page. So
well, that's the same story that happened in 2019, darling. No,
I wasn't expecting that second place. I'll be very honest with you.
Right, but please
well,
go
Italy
anyway.
must win sometime. It really does.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Yeah, but no, I'm being honest. I'm being really honest. I think Italy has sent some really amazing songs over the past few years. They really deserve it. So if it hadn't happened yet, it will happen soon, I'm sure.
Well, we know that Portugal had a long and difficult relationship with Eurovision. As we know, Portugal did not participate for 5 times. And some people also say that Portugal didn't participate for at least twice because you were upset with Sweden. Because, long story short, you basically didn't participate in 2016, and I don't remember in which other year. In 2002, I think, that was in Sweden, held in Sweden as well.
Yeah. It was in 2000, 2002, 2013, and 2016, and also 1970.
Exactly, but twice it was in Sweden, and so many people have been speculating about if Portugal had something against Sweden, the Portuguese television was upset with Sweden or something like that. Anyway, RTP
let me tell something. Let me tell something positive for Portugal. Portugal was not the only country; was actually against the decision in that year. When the what it's called, the Northern Mafia, won again and again and again and again in Eurovision, which we're very happy. They're very good. That's just a joke. But
as Italians, we should just shut up about having a break from Eurovision because we disappeared for 14 years or something like that. So we shouldn't talk at all. We shouldn't
have it.
Point. Exactly. But RTP said a break was needed to work on their entries. Don't you think that this was due to the fact that Portugal reached very poor placement in too many editions? Do you think that Portugal probably got a bit, or RTP got a bit upset about this?
No, I don't think so. I think that, there were a lot of different reasons, and one of them has to do with, especially when it happened in 2013, there was a process of RTP, our broadcaster, getting privatized. So we didn't know what would happen at that time. They decided to, leave it in standby to see how it goes. So that was probably, we don't know for sure, there was not an official statement, but That was probably the reason why we decided not to go in 2013. And then in 2017, or 2016 actually, it happened again with no official clarification about that. But yeah, I don't think it has to do with the poor results of Portugal, because we really, I think RTB is really very dedicated to not the Eurovision itself as an international contest, but we love our national selection for Festival da Canção. It's something that we really take it as something really relevant to the national cultural scene.
Right?
Sorry?
It has grown over the past years. So
yeah, it did. Well, yeah, certainly, especially after 2017 when we won with Salvador Sobral, certainly. He really captured the attention of the public, and there's a lot of great big artists in the musical industry in Portugal that now are paying more attention to Festival da Canção and Eurovision as a consequence because of him. So yeah, but I think RTB has always been very devoted to Festival da Canção and Eurovision. So I don't think we stopped solely because of the poor results.
Right.
Okay.
I see. That is quite interesting, to be honest. And now let's go to 2015. Now, people could ask us, why did you start from 2014? We selected the last 5 entries that really participated into the competition. And unfortunately, last year's entry did not participate because we all know that sadly, Eurovision got cancelled. I mean, it was a morning for all of us. But anyway, now we have Leonor Andrade, Ao Mar que nos separa. There's a sea between us. Well, I have to be honest, this song was lovely. Really great lyrics, good music. But even here, they failed to qualify. I mean, what was wrong with the song? What was wrong with, the selection of it? There must have been something wrong that actually did not allow the song to be qualified.
Yeah. Well, I guess. The song is a good song, and Leonor really is an amazing singer, and she really she was brilliant on the stage and in Vienna. I guess that the song was probably kind of middle of the road for many people, so it was not outstanding and it was not terrible, but not really outstanding to to get a place amongst the top 10 of both the talent voting and the jury. So yeah, I think it was most of it. I mean, it didn't really gone poor in the result. It was I think 15th or 14th place, something like that. So yeah, it was not terrible. I mean, yeah, I think that probably can be the reason.
But what kind of grade from 1 to 10 would you give to the staging of that song?
I would give 7. I was not so happy with the staging as I was with Susie the year before. I think that they could do much better with that staging. Yeah, I mean, the clothes were somewhat dark. The whole staging was really very dark. There were some blue lights there. Yeah, it was not so. And well, I was happy when they introduced that key change on the song, and that I think maybe helped a bit for the people that were listening to the song. But yeah, I think that the song was not. The staging was really very dark.
Right, and now again, in all honesty, because we don't like lies here, do you think that song, apart from the lyrics, which was completely in Portuguese, do you think that song was able to represent Portugal at Eurovision that year?
Sorry. So you want to know if that song was
able to represent Portugal that year in Eurovision? Because
I would say enough to represent Portugal that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was amongst the best songs that we had in Festival da Canção in 2015, and it did represent Portugal. I think most people, actually a lot of people did say that the song reminded that song that you listen to when a TV series or TV soap opera starts it kind of reminds us those TV opera shows that we watch here in Portugal. That kind of song and kind of genre of music.
And I mean, we're all Latin. We all love this drama things like Lua Vermelha, all these things like.
There you go. Yeah. If you watch those kind of shows, it kind of reminds us like the music that they put in, like the soundtracks of those shows.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I think Leonora was really a great singer. She's really a professional, very talented singer. She did it really amazing. So yeah, I think that the main reason why we didn't, go to the final was because the song was really very middle of the road. So and something was missing there.
Sweet. Right. And now
yeah.
from sweet to sweet.
Yeah, now that I see the picture, actually, because we say that Portugal is been a bit okay. You guys joined Eurovision for like more than 50 years. You've been always there, but you never had so much luck. And sometimes you withdrawn, and some others you were there, but you were coming last. Then suddenly, boom, 2017 arrives in Kiev, and this guy, very shy, very humble, arrives from Portugal. To be honest with you, I would have never
can speak Italian.
Yeah, you can.
You can speak Italian. Yeah,
we did an interview in Italian actually, but
yeah.
I will be very honest with you, very, very, very honest. I would have never bet £1 on Salvador Sobral. Not because I didn't like the style, because as Italian, I love that style. Not because I didn't like his voice, not because I didn't like his song, but because I think it wasn't enough for Eurovision. I've always thought that. But then all of a sudden, he arrived on the stage with all these lights on the among the people in the arena. And he sang this song with all his art and this amazing facial expression. And nothing, he won Eurovision, as we all know. So what do you think about this song? Why was so different enough to win Eurovision?
I think it's if there's one thing that Salvador proved, is that there is not a typical Eurovision genre. So any song can win if it has the right ingredients, which I'm not sure about what they are actually. So if you ask me like why Portugal won with that song in particular, and why it was so different from any other one, I think it has to do a lot with Salvador himself. I mean, the song is beautiful, but Salvador really gave light to the song, and if it was sung by anybody else, it wouldn't be so special. I think that his charisma and his body gestures and his his facial expression as well really helped to transmit the emotion and to convey the message of the song. So anybody that didn't understand any Portuguese at all, we could relate to the song in some way. So yeah, it really helped that people really felt emotion with the song without knowing any Portuguese words. And that's how he led to, for people vote in Portugal.
But now, just let me ask you this. I'm very curious. I went around. I mean, I was so happy that Portugal won, because that meant for me, finally, Portugal. I mean, Eurovision was going to one of my places of the heart. But don't you think that some critics were maybe too harsh, or maybe were enough right, that people were just too sweetened, they fell so easily in love with Salvador Sobral because of his health conditions at that time?
I mean, probably he had some influence on the viewers, because I mean, if you watch like great TV shows like The Voice and everything, it's not only about the the voice capabilities of the of the people that go there. It's also about their background story, and that's why they show that on before they start actually singing and before they do their auditions there. So yeah, I guess that his story did some sort of damage on the people's voting, but I don't want to believe that was the whole reason. I think that he really was enough charismatic to convince people's minds
Sure.
and hearts.
I actually believe that, and even though all the critics were, saying very strange things about him, we're too happy and very, very proud that Portugal won Eurovision that year. And now, but let's talk about Eurovision in Portugal. Now, what did this big event bring to Portugal, to Lisbon, which is already one of the most beautiful cities in the world? And this is not because I love that city, but it's simply because everyone around the world thinks that Lisbon is a must-go place, right? Lisbon has the whole Portugal, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
And no, I haven't been paid to promote Portugal. It's simply because I love that country, and it's true. Now, what really did Lisbon receive from Eurovision, and how do you think Lisbon got improved, or if it was actually from Eurovision?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. I said, how do you think that Eurovision improved Lisbon and Portugal, if it did improve Portugal or not?
I mean, I think Eurovision only enhanced the the qualities and what Lisbon and Portugal is characterized by. I think we are known by our hospitality, and I mean we have really great experience in doing a lot of major events. I mean, we do a lot of music, a lot of summer festivals all year round. Every year. Well, last year we didn't because of the pandemic. So we have experience on organizing big events, and certainly I was expecting it to be a well prepared event. I mean, I think we had some difficulties because it was our very first time being the organizer of Eurovision. But I think in what comes to the city hosting the event, we did everything we could, and we were very. I think we chose the right locations for the blue carpet and the Eurovision village, and I think those locations were really the best location we could choose.
The Eurovision village was in Praça do Comércio, was it?
Exactly, yeah. I think it was the only suitable place in the city, to be honest.
I mean, it's large, and I can see that people agree with those, saying that Lisbon is amazing.
Yes. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, I mean, I think we did everything we could to show our passion for the city and for the Portuguese history. Like the whole theme of the Eurovision 2018 about the hoverboards and our relation to navigation and to the Portuguese history in overall. And I think we did it with a lot of pride, and we were really happy to have that event in Lisbon. Lisbon was the only city, the only option to host the Eurovision Song Contest. So there was not any other city that had the infrastructure to accommodate such.
And let me ask you one thing: how much is left of the whole organization and the things that were built for the Eurovision in today's Lisbon, which are still in use?
I think nothing. I mean, they did well. They used already. I mean, they had the arena that was already prepared for. I mean, they didn't do anything in the arena. I think the arena had everything for the contest.
Well, let's remember that the Eurovision in Lisbon was one of the most economically sustainable Eurovision in history. I mean, I don't know if you all remember the fact that there was no LED screen on the stage. That anyway, we haven't felt any to miss those LEDs. But yeah, it was one of the most. In a positive way, it was one of the cheapest Eurovision in history. And Portugal shown that even small countries with a lower budget can do actually an amazing job. And they can promote through these events their own country and their internal and external tourism as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the LEDs on stage, but I think the stage itself was really surprising. I wasn't expecting to be that big. I think it's probably amongst the best stages that I have ever seen in the Eurovision Song Contest in the most recent years. Not that I'm saying that I'm Portuguese.
No.
I think it's really that's the stage. I hope you agree. The stage was really very well done. Even if it hadn't the leads. We took advantage of the arena. I think the arena had everything that we needed for the show.
But now I can see something, and basically this comment from Ashley just gave me another idea that one of the biggest pros of Lisbon and things that people who participated to Eurovision, even spectators that came to Lisbon for the Eurovision, appreciated very much was the public transportation. You have an underground just connecting the arena, which I always forget how it's called now. It used to be called Mayo Arena, but now it's called something else. I can't remember. Altice Arena, exactly. A huge shopping mall with loads of restaurants, which actually helped people to, have something proper to eat properly and go then to the event. And as Ashley is saying, they flew to Lisbon, semi-final one, and got on within a day. Crazy 24 hours. This is because even the airport is very well connected to the.
It's in the middle of the city. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
totally.
is indeed.
That is a
the airport is it's right within the city. It's just like 15 to 20 minutes distance to the city center. And to the location where the Eurovision happened, it was really very appropriate. It was even closer to than downtown actually. From the airport to Parque das Nações, where it was held, it was like 10 to 15 minutes by underground. That location, I don't know if you know the history of it, but it used to be where the World Exhibition of 1998 happened. So that's why we had there the shopping mall, the arena, and there's a lot of facilities in that area in particular. So I think it was the best arena and the best location.
And then George, you won in 2018, in 2017, you had the Eurovision now in 2018, and you had Claudio Pascoal with O Jardim. No qualification. It basically got to the last.
It was in final. They were in final.
Of course, you had to be in final.
It
was the organizer, but it was just like at the last place. And then the following year,
it could be an unqualifier if it wasn't the organizer.
I do agree with you. Unfortunately, the idea of the song, the idea of the two singers on stage was a good one, but not enough to keep up with the victory you had the year before. And then in 2019, you had Conan with someone is saying that basically that it's unfair because that song was a lovely song. I agree, but still,
agree.
It's like, it could have
you're
been a
so
little bit more.
Then I'm the evil. You are so bad, man. You're so bad.
I'm just honest, darling. I'm just honest.
I love that song.
And then we had
lovely.
Plus, it was a song, not a usual love song. It was a song for her grandma that died, if I'm not wrong. So, it was just pure love, but different kind of love. And then she was representing her own country in her country. So, the stress that girl had on her shoulders. You're bad, Rafa. You're really bad. You're nasty.
I can see you have so many fans here. So not a winner, but definitely not lost. Right? Who am I to say no in this case? I'm feeling quite attacked. I have to be honest. I'm leaving. No, I'm just joking. But then the following year, you had Tilemovic with Conan. Another very difficult lyrics to understand, to be honest to you. I remember that was one of the very first questions asked him during the interview, that what do you really mean with this song, darling? Just let us understand. Now, let me ask you, between, and yes, and this failed to qualify to the final. Now, between O Jardim and Tilemovic, which of the two songs would you save if you had to select it for an entry to Eurovision?
Oh, well, definitely Tilemovic. Yeah, definitely. I don't have any doubt about it. I mean, the song by Claudio Pascual, it was lovely, and it was, tender and sweet. But the thing about the song is, if you have followed the Festival da Canção that year, we had a big favorite that was Diogo Pissarra with
Yes, I
Canção do
remember
Deus.
that.
That was there was controversy about the song, that it was plagiarized and everything. And yeah, I guess that all the hopes was towards him and his song. And then when the controversy happened and he gave up on the contest, we were like, okay, now we have to stick with another option. We didn't have a plan B, so maybe Claudia Pascual has. Oh well, she had a good song, and she was probably amongst the most liked songs that year. But yeah, she didn't stood out. If you compare to Diogo Pissarra, that was a favorite one. So yeah, I guess that the staging itself was very minimalistic. They tried it a lot to, I wouldn't say copy. I think it's unfair to say that, but maybe they had suffered from, that, standard thinking that we always compare to the previous year's song. So they were probably comparing in a way to Salvador Sobral in the way that they were very chilled and very minimalistic. And I think Eurofans do that a lot. We always try to compare to last year's entry. Like, last year was like this, so we did good, so they are trying to make it again. So yeah, I think that's why we didn't really ship high. The song was nice, but again, it was not anybody's favorite. People enjoyed it, listening to it as as an ambient chill out type of music kind of thing, but it was not something that people would grab the phone to vote for. We enjoyed listening, and yeah, that's it. We were proud of her. Yeah, we were proud of her, and that's it. Yeah.
And then great voice, to be honest to you, really, really, really great voice. And now
we come to 2021.
Yeah.
We're coming to 2021. I just want to say something. The night of the final of Festival da Canção, I don't know if I'm saying it right. I watched it. I watched that evening. Come on. I watched the final that evening because that Sunday or Saturday. No, that Saturday there was the final of Sanremo, and I was watching the final of Sanremo. But Sanremo lasted 6 hours, so Sanremo started. After 1 hour, Festival da Canção started. And then around 11 o'clock, Festival da Canção ended, and I was still waiting for Sanremo to end. But I remember I was really happy. Everyone had a favorite, and now I don't even remember the name of that guy. But I remember I was really, really happy about the choice of the Black Mamba, because it's a group that is shaking the system in some ways. It's the first time that Portugal brings an English song. It's not the first time that brings an English song, but the first time it brings a fully English song. So how much do you see this song honestly getting to the final, Jorge?
Yeah, I see some potential on this song. I mean, I won't say that it's a clear qualifier. Definitely not. But yeah, I mean, I think it has potential to be amongst the 10 favorites on the semifinal and to go into the grand final. Maybe not having really a great result on the final. Second half of the board probably. But yeah, definitely. I mean, the song is. Well, it was like a shock for everybody here in Portugal. We were not expecting at all to be the Black Mamba winning.
Yeah.
We were more towards either, Neve or Carolina Gelange. They were the two favorites at that night. And then, it happened like in 2020, like the winner was not, anybody's favorite. It was not the favorite of the jury or the public. So yeah, he got to 10 points from both. Which was enough to win it. I mean, the Tatanka, the lead singer of the band, he's really a great vocalist, and he has an amazing song. The band is very very the 50s style rock soul song. I'm not expecting a big elaborated staging in what comes to our song. I think it would be very similar, very duplicated from the national final.
Oh, black and white. Lots of black and white.
Well, maybe yes, maybe no. But it will be very, it will be just them standing on stage. I mean, they're already like 5 or 6. I think they are 6 actually. So yeah, it will be them standing there on stage playing. It will be like, yeah. I mean, I think the performance could be appreciated amongst the jury and hopefully by the public. And I'm hoping that we will get to the final.
So Ashley is saying that Black Mamba is a really classic sound that will stand out against all the many other very modern sounding songs. It's true. It's true because we have so many songs this year that it's like they want to break the stage once they're there in Rotterdam. But I think this year there will be some surprise at the grand final. We'll see. I don't want to say nothing, but we'll see. I think there's too much pop, too much strong sounds, and we want a bit of relaxed as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think this year is very, very in your face, and I understand why it's so poppy this year because we had the unfortunate thing that happened in 2020. The contest got canceled for the very first time in the history. So we really want to have happiness and have joy in the contest, and we want to forget about the pandemic that unfortunately is still around us. So yeah, I understand why there are so many pop upbeat songs there. And yeah, I guess we could stand out in a lineup. But still I'm not sure about the qualification, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Well, as I can see here, people are appreciating our travel back in Portugal, and I can see Angela here. Yeah. She traveled back with the memories to when she lived in Portugal. Yes, I have to be honest, we shared memories in Portugal too about Erasmus. So yes,
thank you so much, Angela.
But now it's time for us. Before we finish this session, we always say it's half an hour, and then we end up being here for an hour. I know. But we're very chatty, we're very talkative. Now, one of the things I'd like to talk with you now to discuss is your predictions. Now, which are your favorite entries for this year?
Well, my favorite entries. I mean, I'm very.
Be careful how you reply. Be careful.
Yeah, well, to be really honest with you, I'm keep changing my top 10 like every single day.
Same here.
Getting a little tired.
I think we lost you, George, for a second.
No,
we lost your audio. Right. Just give us your top 5, please. Give us your top 5.
Sure. Can you listen to me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So my top 5. So on, number 1 would be France.
Oh, Barbara Pravi.
Yeah, I really love this song. Then second place is gonna be Switzerland.
Okay.
Hafiz looks surprised.
No, I think I can see you love sad songs. Then go ahead, darling. Do you want me to send some Xanax over there?
Wait over there, because I'm gonna say that my third, on third place, it's gonna be Malta.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Now some happy songs. Then my fourth place is gonna be currently is Cyprus. Okay.
Sorry, I had some wine in my mouth. I had to swallow.
Then my fifth place, as for moment, is Romania.
Okay. Right. Okay. We do like it.
I like
that's my top 5 for now.
Right. And who do you think it is going to win this year?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Take your crystal ball. Just be ready. I don't know. Have a long sip of porter wine, whatever, and just guess. Ashley, Angela, while he's thinking, who do you think is going to win Eurovision Song Contest 2021 in Rotterdam?
I can't. Well, I'm trying to not think about the betting odds, but I can see either Switzerland or Malta to win it.
Yeah.
And
you're not alone with Switzerland.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious to know, why do you think that song could actually win? Come on.
Why Switzerland can win?
Yeah, why do you think Switzerland's going to win? Even though Ashley says he would give his arm for Malta to win.
I mean, I think Switzerland has. Well, first of all, it was one of the favorites last year, so people are already really excited to see John Sears again this year, and we have really big hopes for him. And I think the song is, in my opinion, way better than last year's song. And yeah, well, I mean, I've read somewhere that the producer of the song has worked on Arcade as well. The winning, with Duncan Lawrence. So yeah, there's some ingredients there. So yeah, I just see winner vibes. That's it.
Winner vibes. I like this sentence. I do love it.
Yeah, that's it.
What about Malta?
As for Malta, well, I've said this to some of my friends, and they call me crazy, but I see Malta this year as Nata Toys 2.0.
Okay.
No, let me explain you. Yeah, let me explain you. Well, first of all, the message is very similar to Toy by Nata. I don't want to be obvious about the two singers being oversized and everything. It's not about that, but I think the message of the song is probably very similar. And well, Destiny is an amazing singer. She is probably the one amongst the best female singers this year. And yeah, please.
Have you seen the live session that she had in Valletta, the acoustic version that she recorded last day?
I did, yeah.
Didn't you enjoy it as I did? I mean, am I the only one just enjoying her so much?
I did, yeah, I enjoyed it.
People say, don't say that because Raf is quite sensitive. Oh yeah, I know. I am. On Malta, I'm quite sensitive. I have to be honest. Yes, it's true. But it's a great song. We have to be honest. That is just a great song.
Why sensitive?
Why sensitive? Because I mean, Malta is one of the other countries where I think I always feel home whenever I go there. And I think it's the song itself. Yes, it's true. It's about the emancipation of women and, the fact that they have to be strong. They have to be themselves. They don't have to change because of a man or because of a love. And they have to, don't depend on anybody else. But I think that the message in between Netta and Destiny's song are quite different. I might be wrong, but Netta was more, yes, I'm not your toy. You cannot just play your games with me. I'm an independent woman. Here is more stop catcalling. It's more about what's really happening now. This huge thing, this big movement of the Me Too, and the catcalling and the big issue of men treating women as if they were their own property, and misunderstanding the fact that maybe women, if they show a little bit of their skin, is just because, okay, take myself, I'm yours. No, I'm showing my skin because I love myself and I just want to be myself. I'm a foxy Cleopatra, darling. So I think that the message might be just a little bit different. But I do appreciate your idea, which actually gives us some few things to think about. As Ashley says, that Destiny's symphonic version is sublime. Oh yeah, I love it.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, it is. And
It is,
I
indeed.
love the version. I love how they showed a bit of some Malta cityscape there. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
So,
Really.
lovely guys. It's been
What happened?
55 minutes right now that we've been talking and chatting. So, unfortunately, I'm really, really sorry about this, but I have to be the bad guy who lets you know that we approach the end of this second episode. Honestly, it's been a great honor to have you with us, Jorge. Jorge, really, it's been amazing. It was
Thank you.
my big
So-
desire to have Portugal, it's an expert from Portugal with us, so to talk about Portugal and Portuguese entry of the past few years. You were simply amazing. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. Thank you to you and to all the Tugavision family.
Thank you so much for having us.
Obrigados.
Obrigado
Muito,
de
muito
tudo.
obrigado para a tua presença conosco aqui. We
Mhm.
simply loved having a little representative from Portugal on our Titina Talks. Please keep on watching us. We'll be live every Tuesday and every Thursday night, as you can see here on the banner, from 9:30 p.m. GMT, so UK time. Next episode is a different one, and just follow the GaileyMirror.com or the Facebook page of the Gailey Mirror to find out more. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gays, it's time for us to say good night, Europe, and
Good night,
good
guys.
afternoon, Australia. Até a próxima.
Thank you.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
ciao.
Thank you, Georgia. Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank you.